And we are back here with some more PCL action. Sorry about that short break, guys, but we are getting back into it right now. We are going to be starting at 9 minutes. Well, we already started back at 9 minutes here, so you guys are not missing too much action. But these guys are even on kill so far. Oxygen NA versus Oxygen EU. And well, special thanks to our wonderful admin team for getting us back into this match. But hopefully we are just perfect for you guys and everything is going to be all right. So you can just get that stress out of your body right now. I'm Pithy Lagoon back with Gems, and while we're all going to see some aggression on the Mario Review, there is the damage in. Nerf, along with the Long Arm of the Law, able to just absolutely smack down Mario Review there.
Yeah, it's looking like we're straight into this game, and Mario Review has dropped down. Oxygen NA losing a little bit of the pressure that we were seeing, and it's looking like it's going to be up to EU to now try take advantage of this death here.
Yeah, they are going to try to take advantage of it by taking the green buff away from Oxygen NA, and they are going to be able to steal that on Eisen. Meds wants to get aggressive, though. This feels like it's just been his kind of MO for most of this match, just going in, trying to get some damage done, but sometimes he goes in a little bit too far, so he's trying to avoid that this time around.
Yeah, we are seeing that, and it's looking like the Raptors have been taken again, and Churchy, just a little bit, our new guy, do you mind unticking the lock button on the screen? Just pointing that out. I did try message. Quickly grab that. And
yeah, so hopefully we can get that timeline off the screen for you guys pretty soon. But yeah, I guess you guys do know when the game ends, but we're going to still check it out as much as possible here so we can give you some of that awesome commentating experience that you are so used to with the PCL XD. The buff's getting taken by Talkflip up on the high ground. His team just giving it over to him there. And there's a rotation on the Arsenic. Beautiful subjugate there by Eisen. Colossal is going to knock him back, and the hat is there from Gadget, but they're going to go right back through that Tesla Dome. And now Arsenic is going to be his turn to put some damage out onto It's Ray, trying to turn it around. He could have the damage here. The hat is there. He's just going to try and get that kill, but he's not going to be able to. Rock from Mario Revia too late, and Nerf is here with some damage as well. Talkflip also having some fun in this one. He's going to knock Mario Revia back with the landmine, and they're going to take him very low, but they're not going to be able to find that kill. But already that gank was pretty damn good from the side of Oxygen EU.
Yeah, EU are taking this lead in the kills. Klinghoffer is been also able to sit in this lane and farm, as we were mentioning before.
Oh no, Marty, why? The steel slam right on top of him and that long arm of the wall. That's how these guys work together. And Marivia absolutely wrecked on the left side. That was not really a place where he could stand at all. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Klinghoffer, he is in a ton of trouble as well. And Ramriddle's in with the ultimate, the Neural Disruption, able to find that kill. So they're at least able to find some aggression on the other side of the map and maybe get some damage out on the tower. Meanwhile, the aggression does not stop at all. Cameron trying to force these guys off of his own tower. So he's able to do that using that ultimate to force them off, and Talkflip will save the right lane tower. So these guys, they are not short on aggression at all. They are kind of close in terms of the CP, with a little bit of an advantage going the way of Oxygen NA, with Meds and Ramros up to 17 and 18 card points. But they're still very close here, and there's a lot to be decided in this match.
Yeah, we have seen the trend here in these two games. Neither of these teams going for the Raptors early. Other teams we've been seeing do love to go for a really strong, aggressive Raptor early. These two teams don't. They like to try get some fights, try get some ganks, and then try take these towers. And then when they have a solid advantage, that's when they do it. And we could see the lanes slightly switching up here. Arsenic is now against this Gadget.
Yeah, Arsenic, we saw his kind of damage output, and with the level advantage over Itsure, he might be able to find another kill here. Has to be aware of the rotations coming through. And talking about rotations, Nerf is ready on the mid lane soon with this. Yeah, the Shield Slam is going to be available for him now. Talkflip looking for the landmine, trying to get out of the Cameron, pushing him back into the wall, but it's a little bit too deep for Nerf really to want to try to go onto. So although Eisen was waiting in the wings with the purple buff, he is just going to go for a D word right now and keep that going. Meanwhile, Gadget put right back in the fly trap by Arsenic, can't find the kill, but again, this Arsenic with a level advantage over the Gadget is going to be doing some work. Now Nerf is doing some work in the mid lane, but he's going to be hit with a smash gun, pulled right back in the wall by Meds, not going to pull him all the way. So Arsenic will put some damage on the tower, actually taking it down. And Klinghoffer is going to get some damage as well. Void Drone doing some work here. Klinghoffer being forced away. A little bit of mana there, but Ramriddles knows that he cannot find the kill. And with the Sephiroth coming through, nice dodge of the subjugate by Ramriddles. Ramriddles have to be very careful. Oh, Colossal Blow off the mark. And Ramriddles wants to get the kill here. Wants to go for it, looking for the ultimate. And he is going to find it onto Klinghoffer. Ramriddles in some trouble right now from the Sephiroth. Just trying to back away. And yep, Aizen without any mana, thanks to that Void Drone, is not going to be able to go any further onto that.
Ramriddles taking an incredible 2v1 there, managing to get the kill and get out.
Yeah, Talkfoot, though, he can't get out either as the mid lane aggression goes out into him. Meds and iCameron combining for that kill. So there is a lot of death going on for Oxygen EU, and the Cowboys are showing up to the rodeo right now.
They are, and this is the Raptors that we've been talking about. They get that advantage on a few of those kills, and then they take it. 3 Raptors all up, all looking like they're going to be given straight to iCameron here, increasing that lead up to 22 card points, sitting on a lot. He's going to want to recall here.
He's going to want to try to recall, but the Subjugate is going to stop him in his tracks, and Aizen has a ton of damage for this one. Colossal Blow out onto Meds, and yeah, that's going to be an easy kill onto the Grux, but Arsenic definitely has something to say about it. Just putting some damage out on the Aizen and making him back away from there.
Yeah, iCameron is going to get away from that. Ramriddles does also get that tower pushed down in that far lane by the All Prime. Marty Rivia, again, has been doing pretty well. A couple of deaths on his side. Med's been dying a bit, but overall, NA have got the farm increase across the board. 6 and 7 on kills, but the Raptors just showing how powerful they are.
Yeah, the Raptors definitely could be a point of contention here. As Ramriddles is going to get knocked to the side. Nice seismic assault onto 1, but there is a lot of heroes showing up into this fight. Shield Slam right on top of Ramriddles. They're not going to let him do anything here, but these guys, they are low on mana, so I don't really see any other kind of aggression going out onto that one. So it's just going to be Ramriddles falling in that last fight. So yeah, he keeps his farm going, but he's got to be aware that when he rotates for those, he's going to be a high priority when it comes to getting kills.
Yeah, that was an incredible combo out onto Ramriddles. And iCameron, being incredibly aggressive, knows the cooldowns are down here.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage out on the Talkfoot and Nerf, and they basically have to try to force this wave out because iCameron and Mari, they could easily go underneath this tower. Aizen showing up with the green buff. He's just here to provide some form of relief for these heroes. They'll go in on the tower, taking it very low. They should be able to kill it. It's right into the fight. Doesn't get hit by the rock from Marty. It's going to force him away after that tower dies. Oxygen EU and Oxygen NA both back up out of that one.
Yeah, they do manage to back out. But they do get that tower as well. You can see the card point difference in NA. They have increased it. The build paths, as we know, is the famed Adam Edges, and Klinghoffer is deciding he's not a big fan of Adam Edge. Madstone Gems. That's his card.
All those Raptors are going to be taken by iCameron as his team tanks it up for him, giving him that card point advantage. He is currently sitting on 27, and finally we see iCameron being able to get the card points lead over his own team. Usually it's been Ramriddles at the top of that one, and Maravia seems really happy to be going across the mid lane, looking for another blue buff for himself.
Yeah, it's going really well here for iCameron. Being able to grab a couple of those upgraded bonus cards and the early game Blink Charm to try escape the Steel Ultimate that's coming. That's going to be targeted on him. Grabbing that Blink Charm means he is going to feel a lot happier with that, right?
Yeah, he definitely should be. While Arsenic is going to continue to keep his farm up, it's definitely something you can do as the Fae. But the thing is, you have to make sure that you're able to be effective in these fights. The Fae is one of those larger targets for the control, and if you can kill her off before she doesn't get her damage out, it's definitely going to be very limited here. And with rotation from the Sevrog, it's going to be difficult. Looking for the Colossal Blow. Missed actually on the Arsenic. He's going to get aggressive out here and also dodges the Subjugate. This Fae is elusive as ever. He's taking a bit of a strange path. Is going to see Talkfoot there, and that might be the end of where Arsenic is able to be effective. Yeah, very easy to kill him there. Even though the Flash Trap was committed for it, actually Talkfoot took some pretty big damage up into the sky. Is going to get shielded a little bit there as iCameron gets the blink out. Mario Ribia trying to tank out as much damage as possible. Shield Slam onto iCameron and along with the wall. There's the Bull Rush through. Nerf is able to find that kill, but he's taking a lot of damage for it as Oxygen NA. They are not worrying that iCameron and Arsenic are dead. They're going to keep going down for this tier 2 tower.
2-for-2 trade. It looked like Arsenic was in a bit of a pickle. He did fall. iCameron as well did end up falling down to that shield slam and long arm of the law combo, which is incredibly powerful.
Oh,
We are seeing
there's a rock on it. It's Ray pulled back with a smash and grab. Easy kill. Neural Disruption from Ramiro is doing a huge amount of damage there. And Mario Rivia staying alive even with that rocket coming through from Talk Flip.
Yeah, he does manage to just get away with that slither of health on that Rampage. And it doesn't look like EU want to just give this up just yet. They keep trying to put pressure. They're going to try and get this mid tower here with this wave. And again, it's not looking great for EU. I mean, even though it was a 2-for-2 trade, the card point differences are amounting here on NA's side.
Yeah, the cores from Oxygen NA, the Cowboys, are getting pretty far ahead, and Oxygen EU, their card points are very similar to each other, but that's not necessarily a good thing when you are up against a team like Oxygen NA that are able to farm so well. And Sparrow might be finding herself in a bit of trouble pretty soon. Up on the high ground, there's lots of EU members there, but iCarmen is going to be fine for now.
Ramidals has just been allowed to just sit in this lane for free, deep in enemy territory, not being punished for it at all. And that's kind of what allows him to get so far ahead on farm. He's allowed to sit there, push up incredibly deep into enemy jungle, take also jungle creeps. As we can see, he goes into the jungle when he sees these opportunities, and you can see how much of an advantage it gives them. And Colossal Blow just being missed out here on the Sevrog again.
Yeah, he really needs to get on top of Arsenic here, who's been able to dodge around all of Sevrog's abilities for quite a while. Very able to move around most of the stuff that Sevrog is throwing out. And Marty seems to be a little bit angry with that rock, just throwing it off into the sky for funsies there.
Yeah, it's looking like, I mean, Aizen is trying to force something to happen, but hasn't been able to do it. Time and time again, Oxygen A have been able to get the counter engage, have been able to get a rotation to make it an equal trade, or even better, try to get a few extra kills.
Talking about rotation, Meds is in on the mid lane. He's trying to fight up against Nerf here. He's looking for that big shield slam. He's going to get knocked away a little bit, and Meds, he really cannot stay alive. Oh, nice dodge as Nerf hits that shield slam onto nothing. And Meds actually gets away from here. Marty into his ultimate form. Isaac getting in the fight, but he is not very high on health. Knocks Ramreels away from him. Looking for the Seismic Assault. Not going to happen. As Sevrog is right now chasing down Meds, who gets away from him. Meanwhile, iCarmen finds the kill out onto the Murdoch. That's a good duel for him. And Mario Rivia is just jumping a little bit, showing these Oxygen EU boys that he means no harm. He's just a humble, gentle Rampage.
Klinghoffer just going a bit too far to try save his teammates. Didn't have anything to really protect them for. Ends up falling down himself. It's looking like iCarmen is wanting to try to just get this little sneak onto Aizen. Manages to do so as well with that piercing shot.
Yeah, he gets another kill there, and iCarmen has been playing pretty immaculately this game. Ramidals with the Seismic Assault onto Nurse, slowing his defense of the mid lane down. Just a little bit of permanent damage onto that tier 2 tower. And Oxygen NA, they're looking for their next play on the map, moving over towards the prime pit. They're going for it once again, and maybe Oxygen EU are a little bit, or maybe it's a bait actually. The Fae is a little bit far up, and Gadget is going to scout her out. Maybe they go for it. Shield Slam is, I think, nearly up for Nerf. We'll see if he's going to be able to get that up before the Prime goes down, but Mets is just going to do so much damage to it. It's Ray looking to come in from the side. Arsenic trying to zone him out, but he can't go too hard. Long Arm of the Law is going to take the Prime a little bit lower. iCarmen, the Tesla Dome is down, and that Prime is just going to sit there with very low health, but Talkfoot really can't go in on it. Mario is going to take another kill on the backside of it, and Arsenic is going to see Talkfoot up in the sky. Should be able to find that kill there. On the ground, though, another hero is going to end up dying. Mario Rivia about to Fly Trap is going to not be able to hit on the Klinghoffer. Uses the blink to get out, and now Mario Rivia hit by the Subjugate. Ramreel's taking kills on the side as well, as Ramreel's is going to... well, he's not part of this fight either. I'm just seeing kills come up on the board, but in the end, it's going to be a 4-for-3. Wasn't really an optimal situation for Oxygen NA to go for there, especially with the EU boys being so close to the pit.
A 3-for-4 right there for you. It is going to allow them to take this tier 1, potentially even the tier 2, depending on how quickly Arsenic can clear this wave. But it is a fairly large wave. It has got the cannon creeps, and there is 2 beefy players still left. Klinghoffer sitting at 30 card points, 26 spent right now, and It looks
I'm
like
just trying to check something. But in any case, we are going to see not a whole lot more aggression from the EU boys. They take a good fight, but they're going to very quickly back off from that aggression and go back to farming their own side of the jungle.
yeah, they get some damage onto that tier 2. We can see it's Array just getting to clear that tier 2 tower as well. Pretty big wave. He does get to soak up here and get Cameron carrying on with this aggression is incredibly far ahead in card points, sitting at 36, straight away onto this All Prime yet again.
Yeah, and with the gadget being on the other side of the map, Oxygen NA are feeling very confident in going for this Prime take. Nerf can't really do anything about it, and that will be the Prime going the way of the Cowboys. Nerf also taken out by Marty Rivia. He was a little bit too close to the pit, and there's going to be an ultimate used by Marty. He's going to back up, jump over that cliff there, and Big Daddy Nerf looking for the Steel Slam, and, well, he's got to use it to try to get away there because he's taking way too much damage from this Prime buffed Oxygen NA squad. They'll kill him off. Also, Ramreel's putting some damage out on the Eisen. He needs to be able to get the control that he needs for the Void Bomb, as well as a Seismic Assault. He's chasing after Eisen right now. He's trying to use evasive maneuvers. Oh, there's a Seismic Assault, but a nice man rush is just going to use the method of running away from things and gets out of it. So Oxygen NA, they're pretty poised to go for a tier 2 tower right now. We've seen how this can end. We've seen that they can go for the Prime and just absolutely end the game from that point. So they go for the tier 2 tower right now. Tesla Dome dropped down by Gadget, but it's not really going to do too much to stop Oxygen NA. There's the stun on the Klinghoffer, and they'll kill him right out of this one.
That piercing shot coming out from Sparrow, doing so much work on iCameron. I mean, it did about, what, 400 damage, 500 damage. He's gone for the full damage build without any crit. And you can see how much of an effect that has.
These inhibs are falling so quickly. That's one, and that's about to be two, going the way of Oxy NA. The Cowboys riding this one out to the victory. They love their horses, and they're going to ride this one all the way to the end with the Prime Orb. Arsenic going for the core. They really don't care about heroes at all. They just want to take that victory. The W in game number 1 of this grand final series. Void Drone dropped down. Mets takes the Steel Slam to the face, but that is probably going to be the end of that one. Game number 1 of this grand final goes the way of Oxy NA.
It looked like an incredibly close game at the beginning, and it completely changed. I mean, the second that All Prime went down by Oxygen NA, they took command, didn't allow them to do anything, and I don't know, it just seemed like incredibly strong play from Oxygen NA. There wasn't anything EU could do once that All Prime fell.
It's like Oxygen NA figured out, oh wait, Grux lets us take Prime really easily, and that early into the game, it's going to be really difficult for any other team to try to battle us out against it. So they take the win in game number 1 of this grand finals here, and it's almost to the point where I'm thinking that we're going to see a Grux ban in game number 2 from Oxy EU, or perhaps they just go and pick it up.
They might just leave it. To be honest, I don't think the Grux was the main reason for them losing that match. I felt like we saw the Steel not doing as much as we hoped, and I don't know. It felt a bit different. It felt like EU let that snowball completely out of their favor and couldn't do anything to claw it back.
I don't know if it was necessarily that. I think it was just the fact that the Oxygen NA knew they had to go for a Prime in order to win. I think it was just they knew that if they could get the Prime, then they would win the game. That's just what the win condition was there. And honestly, if you go after a Prime like that and take a very bad fight there, most teams aren't going to go back in. But the Cowboys knew that if they just go right back into the pit, they'll probably win the game off the Prime. That's just how strong it was for their team. So, in the end, that ends up leading to the victory for them. But still, it's only the game 1. It's only game 1 of this grand final. So we have at least one more to come before we can crown a champion the first PCL EU.
Yeah, and how about we hop straight into the draft for game number 2 between Oxygen EU and Oxygen NA.
Sure, I'm pretty ready for this draft. Let's